sip some tea while we spilling the tea. Yeah. Real talk, real smiles, dentistry. Safe space vibes, clarity. Pull up a chair, yeah, your family.
Always cleaning me.
Yeah, I guess so that you can see clearly when
Yes.
we talk your thoughts.
All right, dental community, it's just your dental aunties back with spilling the teeth. So let's talk about some things that a lot of assistants, and this is more your wheelhouse than it is mine, about some things that they might not necessarily think about, like something like inner investment.
Inner investment, investing in yourself.
Yes, because you can't always rely on your doctor.
This is true.
To pour into you.
This is true. And just because you don't necessarily have a license that requires CEs doesn't mean that you should not continue to invest in yourself as far as education, continuing education. I'm a big advocate for continuing education. A lot of times, assistants are, first of all, you may be in the dark as to where you can get dental assistant specific continuing education. There's lots of places. There's lots of free sites, dental.com, Colgate. A lot of the large distributors have free webinars and things. You just have to look up the titles that interest you and get yourself educated. In the most recent years, though, at the national level, or at nationally organized conferences, there typically was not dental assistant specific content. It was typically designed with hygienist and dentist in mind, and that was a gap that I saw, and I decided to do something about it, which was I cold called these conferences and explained that dental assistants need continuing education as well, whether they need it for certification or not. We should be included. So I was told, oh yeah, then do it. And you know me. I came up with the courses and the content and have been doing it ever since. This was started back in 2022, I believe, and been doing it ever since. There are a lot of assistants who don't understand that you don't have to wait for your office manager or administrator or your dentist to lead your growth. Do it yourself.
Self-lead.
Self-lead, right.
Because once you, and the thing is that whether or not, if your employer, your doctor, your office manager, even if they don't, if they're not able to or choose not to help contribute and, you know, build you up in that aspect, and you do it yourself, guess what? A good takeaway is that you actually poured into yourself, and those skills become transferable. So everything that you accumulated goes with you to wherever you're going.
Stays with you as your brand, part of your who you are. And remember, you're a what? Independent contractor. So that information stays with you. Those are transferable
and it gets
skills.
Folded into your brand.
Into your brand, and don't wait for somebody to drag you along into it. If you're interested in it, you have the idea, do it. If you work in a place where your doctor doesn't want to pay for it, there are avenues to help you pay for it. One thing you can try to do is ask to split the cost. Now, let's just be straight here. Just keep it 100. A dentist, when you go to take a course, is going to want to know what's in it for them if you want them to pay for it. How is this going to benefit me and my practice? Well, the bottom line,
that sounds a little transactional.
It is transactional, and that's just the cheese and the cheddar of it. Is that yes, it's going to be transactional, because remember, think of yourself as an independent contractor. It's this person's business, and that's okay. And in this instance, it's okay for it to be transactional, because those skills that you can put into practice in this practice, you could take with you anywhere. It's not, you don't leave them there, and then when you go somewhere else, you can't do what you just learned. So that's okay if it's transactional as far as I'm concerned. So if they are not willing to pay for it 100%, offer to split the cost with them. Offer for them to pay for it and then take it in little increments out of your paycheck, maybe. There are also places where you can apply for scholarships for continuing education.
Really?
Yeah,
For dental dental assistants?
specifically for dental assistants only.
Say for those in the back that don't know what it is or where it is.
Specifically for dental assistants. So you have Danby, the Dental Assistant National
Mhm.
Board. They have scholarship opportunities for continuing education. The ADAA has scholarship opportunities. And the ADAA, for those who don't know, this is the American Dental Assistants Association. Much like the ADA for dentists, there is an association, a professional association specifically for dental assistants, and it's been around for over 100 years. They have opportunities for scholarship, and within the American Dental Assistants Association there is a foundation dedicated to helping assistants with professional development. It's called PDEAF. What that stands for is professional educational development for assistants. Not in that order, obviously.
Girl, that sounds like alphabets too.
I know, but they too have scholarship opportunities. So those are places where you can go to apply for scholarships. But I don't I can't see a dentist, if they're not going to pay for it, saying to you, pay for it outright, saying to you, no, I won't pay for it, and take it in little increments out of your paycheck. So if it's something you really want to do, don't wait, do it, because the more skills you obtain, the more knowledge you obtain, the more education you receive, the more confident you will become in what you do.
Yeah,
Um,
because you can't build that confidence if you're continuingly to wait to be chosen.
yeah, you don't wait for somebody to pick you to say to you, "Oh, I think you're fantastic. I think this course would be great for you." Go out there and look for yourself. There are other avenues if you don't want to do in person. I think I happen to like in person, but I also like it in the comfort of my home in my pajamas with my face mask on. So there are other avenues to continuing education for you through some of the large distributors, the dental distributors, dental supply companies, dental product companies. They typically have pre-recorded webinars. Sometimes they have live webinars that you can hop on to, either for little to no cost. So you can look in.
A lot of them are free.
A lot of them are free, because again, they're big corporations. So
yeah, but you might have to take it at 8 o'clock.
right,
It's
but that's
free.
okay.
It's free.
That's okay. You can put you're on your pajamas with the feet in them and go ahead and watch it. But definitely do not pass up the opportunity to get as much education, continuing education, as you possibly can. To others, it may seem as if it is negligible, but let me tell you, it's not. I'll tell you a certification that I got that is not specific to dentistry, but is very helpful. And
I think I know what it is.
it
Go ahead.
creates conversation. So along with being certified as a dental assistant, a registered dental assistant, I'm also what's called a CCHW. What does that stand for, Aaron? CCHW is a certified community healthcare worker in the state of Maryland, and that is through the Maryland Department of Health. How do you use that certification, Aaron?
Yes, because that's what's going to be my next question.
So the way this certification can be used, lots of different ways. Number one, it's basically what it is you're a liaison, you're an official liaison between the community that needs dental care and the dental community. So say for instance, if you here's a way to get some great autonomy for yourself as a dental assistant outside of working in the office. Remember, your own brand, independent contractor. What you can do is you can start on a voluntary basis, is the WIC program, Women, Infant, and Children's Program, through the Department of Health for pregnant women and their children. They have courses and classes that the women and children attend for healthcare, but they often don't have them for dental care. And it's not that you are administering any dental care, you're educating. So you can talk to the ladies about the importance of dental intervention, healthcare intervention early with their children, with them during pregnancy, and then you can help direct them to agencies. So what you do is you gather information about agencies that can help women and children and their children get into some place where they can get dental care, oftentimes for little to no cost. If you have a Medicaid office or the Department of Health where people go to sign up or get Medicaid, you can always ask if you could have a little booth or a side table to talk about dental health in these areas as well. Community centers that have health fairs. So this is an opportunity for you to take your independent contractor hat and put it on and go out and educate the community about the importance of oral health care. And the reason I got that certification is because I enlisted on the Maryland Department of Health's website as a certified community health worker. So that's just a side note, just a little something for you to think about. Other courses that dental assistants really don't necessarily think about. Yes, we're talking about your skills. Absolutely, whatever skills that you can acquire them, especially because things are rapidly changing in the dental
it's ever
field
changing.
as far as skills go. And also our role as dental assistants, our role in the delivery of oral health care is changing. We've got the OPA model, which is coming up, which is something that I actually was educated in the service. And the OPA stands for Oral Preventative Assistant. And what that basically is contrary to what you're hearing out in the Twitter sphere, it's not dentists teaching assistants how to scale teeth and then assistants are replacing hygienists. That's not what it is. The model requires in its original form, it required tons of education. You had to be a CDA first. You had to have a certification in coronal polishing first. You had to have all these certifications in education first before you apply to a program that basically is the concentrated portion of hygiene, where they teach you instrumentation, proper instrumentation, how to perio probe, how to scale super gingivally. So you're not going below the gums. You're not doing you're not working on anyone who has anything greater than a 3 millimeter periodontal pocket. And that is a service that I performed in the military. And so it wasn't transferable back then. When I got out of the military, there was no OPA, there was no place for me to turn to continue on that path. So now there is. That is something that if you're interested in, look into. And again, don't listen to all the noise out there. It is a way to get an upskill. It is a way to move up professionally, get professional development if you're interested in doing it. And no, you wouldn't be doing a filling 1 hour and the next hour you're jumping over and cleaning someone's teeth. That's not how that works. Just do your research, people. But when you have, in my opinion, when you have as much continuing education as you can possibly get within the scope of whatever your practice is in your state, because it's different in every state. Educational requirements are different in every state.
It's not one recipe.
It's not. We're working on that. The Dental Assistants Association is working towards getting some kind of unified, universal certification to begin with.
And what is your role in the ADA?
Oh, not only am I a member, but I happen to be the president this year.
I knew you'd give me that commercial response. That's why I did it.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, suffice to say, with everything that we're talking about, more so you're talking about the situation, is that when you invest in yourself,
yes,
you grow yourself. You're able to self-lead at this. You're self-leading to grow yourself. You become motivated. You obtain these skills, and I think a lot of pride will come into that too, because you put in the sweat and the money to grow your skills that will follow you wherever you go. So imagine if you do all of this and the doctor that you're working with that did not want to invest in you, which is okay, you've already came to that conclusion and acceptance, but now starts treating you like crap. Guess what? You don't owe them anything, because that's another thing that can't be thrown at you later. That, well, I did this for you. No, you did it for yourself. And now everything that I've attained and have become even more fabulous, I'm taking with me elsewhere.
You and your fabulosity.
Yes, because I had been in that situation where I had to take my fabulosity to someone who was going to be much more appreciative. But it did help me grow my confidence. So I see exactly what you were talking about. And it
Yeah.
gave me, with that confidence, it helped me to, not saying that I couldn't think for myself. I did have autonomy to think for myself, but it made me even stand more firmer
Right.
in that confidence to do that. And it does help your career to grow,
Yes.
to traject.
Yeah, it
Yes.
gives you upward mobility. It gives you a career ladder, so to speak, as an assistant. And again, we're talking about the assistant and the admin experience because that's who we are.
Boots on the ground.
Right. So it does allow you to have more choices in your career. It does give you career mobility. In my opinion, other things you may not think to, of course, as an assistant, you may not think about are leadership. Think how many times that, we have a position called lead assistant. So in my opinion, you should know how to be a leader if you're going to be in that role. Leadership, how to resolve conflict. All of these courses are very important, integral part of what you're going to have to encounter in the or in the office anyway. So why not take these courses and try to gain some knowledge and be helpful?
To hone it.
Right, and be helpful. And all of the aforementioned will be beneficial to any practice and any doctor, and it can't be denied unless the doctor is just simply not interested in you. And again, so they don't have to be invested in you. You invest in yourself.
Yeah, because I think if more assistants start developing that mindset that dentistry doesn't have to, speaking from an assistant's perspective, and even though my time as an assistant isn't anywhere near as long as yours, but if I were to ever decide to go back to being more clinically based, you have to think that, like how we discussed in a previous episode about how doctor and assistant work hand in hand.
Right.
An assistant is to what a nurse is to a doctor. So you can continue to grow this profession. It's not like the buck stops here.
Right.
It only stops there if you allow it to stop there. Because there's so many, like you said, there's so many other EFDA, expanded functions. In some states, they allow you to do certain things that they might not be able to let the next expanded functions do in another practice, but which leads to more opportunity, more, you know what I'm saying? And then, if you get to that point where you want to start migrating out, then you can transition to, like you said, like leadership or even like speaking, but you have to grow that.
Right.
And you can't always wait for someone else to help you grow that. You have to
Invest in yourself. Have the
yourself.
mindset of it, and it's not a me thing. It's a we thing, because again, it really helps the entire team when you up your skill level. And I would say that whatever you do, whatever you do, if you plan on being in this career till you can't, I would definitely 100% encourage you to always, as much as you can, take as much continuing education as you can. Whatever your goal is in your position, think of that and all the skills and knowledge that you may need to get you to that goal. So whether that goal is to eventually come out of the chair side and be an administrator in the practice, then take those courses and join those groups and those study groups now. So by the time you're ready to transition, however you're ready to transition, you're ready to go. And even if you're not planning to transition, if you're not planning to come out of the chair side, those skills are still very valuable to you and your practice.
I concur.
100%. Yep. Because here I am. And the thing is that my doctor is very impressed with how invested I am in my career. When I have to take, so much so that when I need to take time away from the office to go be a guest speaker somewhere,
Oh, he
whether
must love it.
oh, he loves it. He's so proud of it. Um, and again, the career mobility I have based off of all the education that I've gotten, all the continuing education and investment in myself. I go to schools to speak. I've been asked to come to Upper New York to speak to a dental assistant class. I've been asked to go to the Central Valley in California. Same thing. They want to know, how do you do it? Give me some tips so that I can get a career similar, close to, or better than yours. And I'm not a gatekeeper. Whatever I learn, I'm happy to share it. As you can
Girl,
see,
you
I can
do.
talk. And I love to. I love to. I'm the Wendy Williams of the dental assistant world.
Yes,
You do it.
that is a good analogy. You definitely are. You definitely are. And and we're gonna talk about gatekeeping at a later time.
Yes.
Because there is a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Share.
well, unfortunately, some people actually treat dentistry like it's the stroll. Like this my corner.
No.
Yeah. But anywho, we will be back with another fun episode, talking more and more and spilling more.
See you next time.
Bring your cup.
Yeah. This is tea.